Meeting detailed Java.
Detailed Java, okay.
Detailed Java. Today first concept to detailed Java. Detailed Java. First definition, variable. What do you mean by variable? Variable is nothing but it is a name. Yesterday we discussed it is a name given to a one memory location. Which can hold the value. The value will be changed in future. Change in future. That is variable.
Okay.
Variable is nothing but it is a name given to a one memory location which can hold the value. That value will be changed in future number of times. Variable advantages. One is reusability, easy to update, easy to maintain. Reusability, easy to update, easy to maintain. Variable syntax. Variable syntax. Data type. Variable name equal to value. Simply we can write into a equal to 10. So this is the variable definition. So into a equal to 10. Next constant.
Okay.
Next constant. What is constant? Same definition. It is a name given to one memory location which can hold the value. That value will not change in future.
Okay. Okay.
Syntax. Syntax is final, data type, constant name equal to value. Simple we can write final
Data type.
into a equal to 10. So how can you find out if it is variable or constant?
Equal
If it is
value.
having final, that is constant. If it is not having final, that is variable. Okay.
Okay. So the only difference is you put final prefix with final.
Yes. If it is constant having final. So if it is having final, that is constant. If it is not having final, that is variable.
Got it. Got it. So if it's okay, got it. Got it. Got it.
Right. Next, variables definition. There are two types of variables. One is local variables. Second one is global variables. Local variables first. First local variables. Within the function it will work. Within the function it will work. That is called local variables. Within the function it will work. That is called local variables. Beyond the function it will not work. beyond the
Okay,
function.
local within the function. Okay.
Yes, within the function it will work. Beyond the function, it will not work.
Okay. So you declare it within the function.
Only within the function it will work.
Okay.
Global variables next. Global variables further divided into four types. Global variables further divided into four types. One is public, default,
Yeah.
private, protected.
Okay.
So there are four types of global variables. Whenever you are writing any function, if you write public, we can access in entire project. We can access in
Okay.
entire project. If it is any function, if you write before function, if you write declaring, if you write global, if you write public, we can access that function in entire project.
Okay. Can access an entire product.
Okay, once if you write public, that function you can access in entire project.
Okay.
Sometimes we will not take any package. Sometimes we will not take any package and we will declare we will take the class and we will write the functions. That time it will take under default package. So that means we can, that function, if whatever you wrote, that function we can access in package only. We can access in package only.
In that pack. So in that folder.
Yes. If you're not creating any package, it will take under default package. If it is any function, if you want to access in only particular package only.
Then you set default. Okay.
Yes. Next, class, private. If it is any function, if you write in particular class, we can access in the particular class only. Outside class, we can access. We can't access.
Okay. So only in that class that you created it in. Okay.
Yes. If it is private, if you write once if you declare any function, if you write private, we can access in the class only. Outside class, we can't access.
Okay.
If you write protected, then we can access that function in that particular package. Plus, we can access from other class, other packages, child class. We can access in the particular package as well as we can access from other packages, child class also.
So
Other
anything below
package.
it, but nothing above.
If you write protected, we can access in that particular package as well as we can access from other packages, child class.
Okay.
Okay, these are the, we can say these are the access modifiers, very important concept. In our real life and real time also, always we will use only public only. So this concept is called access modifiers, very important concept. Access modifiers, there are
Okay.
four access modifiers in Java: public, default, private, protected. So this is the access modifiers. Public, default, private, protected is the are the access modifiers. Public, default, private, protected are the access modifiers. Very important concept, Peter. Okay,
Okay. Yes. Yes.
right. Next concept, conditional statements. Next concept, conditional statements.
Conditional statements. Okay.
Yes, conditional statements. There are there are three conditional statements available in Java. There are three conditional statements available in Java. One is if. Where
Okay.
exactly we will use if it is only single block. First one is if condition. Where exactly we will use if condition? If it is only single block. If it is only
Okay.
single block, we will use if condition.
If only a single block. Okay.
If it is only single block, we will use if condition. Example. If a is equal to 10, Akhil is a good boy. So simple. So there is only single block. Okay, if A is equal to 10, Akhil is a good boy. It will execute. Next, if else. Where exactly we will use if else? Among two blocks, if you want execute only one block, if it among two blocks, if you want execute only one block, we will use if else. Example. If A is equal to 10, Akhil is a good boy. Else, Akhil is a bad boy. Among two blocks, it will execute. If A is equal to 10, it will execute Akhil is a good boy. So else, if A equal to A not equal to 10, it will execute Akhil is a bad boy. Among two blocks, if you want to execute only one block, we will use if else.
Okay.
Next switch case. Among many blocks, among many blocks, if you want execute selectively some blocks, among many blocks, if you want execute selectively some blocks, we will use switch case statement. So for example, we have many blocks like one block, two block, three, four, five, six. Among many blocks, if you want to execute selectively some blocks, choice one, choice two, choice three.
Sorry, child.
Among
Oh,
many
choice.
blocks. So
Yeah,
if you want to execute selectively some blocks, that time we will use switch case statement.
got it.
Right. Next, looping statements. What do you mean by loop? What do you mean by loop? If you want to execute a certain block of statement continuously or repeatedly, then we will use looping statements. Looping statements. Looping statements. If you want to execute a certain block of statements, if you want to execute a certain block of statements continuously or repeatedly, repeatedly, we will use looping statements. There are three looping statements available in Java. One is for loop. Where exactly we will use for loop?
Okay. For loop.
Where exactly we will use for loop? If you know how many fucks, how many
Yeah.
fixed number of times, how many fixed number of times that loop should be executed. If you know figure or number, we will use looping sorry, we will use for loop. How many fixed number of times that loop should be executed? If we know that figure or number, we will use for loop. Example, for int I equal to 0, I less than 20 times. If you know this number I plus plus, then only we can use for loop. How many fixed number of times? If you know how many fixed number of times, so I know 20 numbers, that time we can use for loop. That time we can use for loop. How many fixed number of times that loop should be executed? If you know figure or number, that time we will use for loop. How many fixed number of times that loop should be executed? If you know figure or number, then we will use for loop. We will use
Got it.
for loop. We will use
So that
for loop.
condition in the middle.
Yes. How many fixed number of times? How many fixed number of times that loop should be executed? If you know figure or number, then only we can use for loop. I'm the last teacher, Peter. In future, nobody will teach you. So it is very, very basics. So compulsory you should know. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Next while loop. Next while loop. Second one is while loop.
Okay.
As long as condition being satisfied. As long as condition being satisfied. As long as condition being satisfied, there is no restriction like 10 times, 20 times, 100 times. As long as condition being satisfied, it will execute. This loop is called, it is a exit level condition, it is a entry 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 level condition, it is a entry
Okay.
level condition, it is a entry level condition, it is a
Entry level condition.
entry level condition. Next, do while. Just similar to while, just similar to while,
Okay.
just similar to while, just similar to while, but without checking the condition, without checking the condition, it will execute first time.
So without checking the condition, it will execute at least once.
Yes, without checking the condition, it will execute first time.
Okay. And then check the condition.
Ah, next time, next time onwards,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
next time onwards, it will check the condition. This is, this loop is called exit level condition.
Okay. The other one is entry level. This one's exit level.
Exit.
Okay.
Okay, these are the only theory part. So while loop, for loop, do while loop, everything we will use in future. Just I will teach you with exam, just theory part now. So we will discuss later.
Okay.
Next concept, today concept is next concept, array. Next concept is array.
Arrays. Okay.
What is array? It is a special type of variable. It is a special type of variable. It is a special type of variable which can hold the multiple values, which can hold the multiple values. If it is array, we can store the single value. Sorry, which if it is variable, we can store the single value. If it is array, we can store the multiple values. Array is nothing but it is a special type of variable which can hold the multiple values. So for example, we
Okay.
have an array. This is array. If you want to add anything to array, if you want to get anything from array, we will use index concept. Array index start with 0. 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 Array
Okay.
index start with 0. There are three types of arrays. There are three types of arrays. One is single dimensional array. Second one is multi-dimensional array. Third one is object array. Single dimensional array syntax.
Okay.
Single dimensional array syntax. Data type,
Yeah.
array name, data type, array name equal to new data type and the size of array. Simply we can write into a equal to new int into a equal to new int size 6 I'm giving. Like we can write the single dimensional array.
Okay.
Multi-dimensional. Next multi-dimensional array into a equal to new int 4 rows, 6 columns.
This is a multi.
Multi-dimensional array. 4 rows. First one is 4 rows. This is for
Okay.
rows.
Okay.
4 rows, 6 columns.
Rows, columns. Okay.
Next object array. Object array. It is used for store the multi-data types.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to store the multi-data types, you will use object array. Object O should be capped. Whenever writing object, O should be capped. Object A equal to new object. And giving size is 4.
Okay.
Object A equal new object. A of 0 equal to multi-data types. A of 0 equal to Akhil. It is a string data type. Akhil is a string data type. Okay. A of 1 equal to 10. It is an integer data type. A of 2 equal to 0.002. So this is a decimal data type. A of
Okay.
3. A of 3 equal to single character. So it is a so if you want to store the multi-data types, we will use object array. Object array is used for store the multi-data types. Object array is used for store the multi-data types. String,
Okay.
integer, decimal, character. If you want to store the multi-data types, we will use object array. Object
Okay.
array
What?
is used
Okay.
for store the multi-data types.
And how do you get the different data types in the object array? Sorry.
Yes, if you want to store the multi-data types like string, integer, decimal, character.
Okay.
So these are the 4 data types max we have. So if you want to
Yeah.
store the multi-data types, you will use object array.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Different data types, object array.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Today concept is very important concept. Today concept name is exception handling. Using this knowledge, we will discuss exception handling. Exception
Okay.
handling. Today concept name is exception handling.
Exception
Exception handling.
handling. Okay.
First of all, we should know what do you mean by exception.
Exception.
While writing the Java code, there are some chances the code which we have written can't executed by Java. So such type of situation is such type of situation is known as exception. While writing the Java code, there are some chances the code which we have written can't executed by Java. So such type of situation is known as exception. There are
Okay.
two exceptions available in Java. One is cart exception, other one is uncart exception.
Okay.
Cart exception means next first cart exception. What is
Yeah.
cart exception? While writing the Java code, if at all any missing, like comma, full stop, dot, or semicolon, brackets, whatever it is, if at all any missing, it will show you. It will show you underline. It will
Right.
show you
Okay. Yeah.
underline or error message.
Good. That's a causative.
It will show you underline or error message or error message or error
Okay.
underline or error message.
Okay.
While writing the Java code, if at all any missing, it will show you underline or error message. That is called cart exception. That is called cart exception. Next, uncart
That's it.
exception. So while writing the Java code, if at all any missing, it will show you underline or error message or into mark. That is called cart exception. Uncart exception. Next, uncart exception.
Okay.
While writing the Java code, if at all any missing, Java will not show you anything.
Yeah. So. Okay. So it's
If
hidden.
at all any missing, Java will not show you anything. Simply it will sit. Simply it will sit. That is called uncart exception. If you want to find out the uncart exceptions, if you want to find out the uncart exceptions, we will use try catch finally. Try catch Finally, we will use try catch finally.
Try catch finally.
We will use try catch finally. Where exactly we will use try block? Where exactly we will use the try block? If you have, if you have any doubt on, if you have any doubt on any particular block of statements,
Okay.
if you have doubt on any particular block of statements, just better to keep in try block. What is the error? We can get in catch block. What is that error? We can get in catch block. Finally, at any cost, it will execute. Finally, at any cost, it will execute. At any cost, it will execute.
All right. So you can force it.
Yes. So if you try executing or not, catch executing or not, at any cost, it will execute. At any cost, it will execute. Sir, you said if you have doubt on any particular block of statements, it's just better to keep in try block. You said, sir, I have doubt on 50 blocks. What should I do? That's your question. Sir, I have
Yeah.
doubt on 50 blocks. What should I do? 50 times we should write try and 50 times we should write catch. 50 times we
Okay.
should write, 50 times we should write catch. So program will be lengthy. Program will be lengthy. Instead of try catch, always we will use throws. We will use throws. What is throws? Throws is nothing but it is a predefined class in Java. It can handle the thousands of exceptions at a time. It can handle the thousands of exceptions at a time. What is the main drawback in try and catch? If you have doubt on any particular block of statement, just better to keep in try block. Okay, just better to keep in try block. Just better to keep in try block. Okay. If you have
Okay.
doubt on multiple blocks, that multiple times we should write try, we should write catch. So program will be lengthy. We should write catch and we should write try and we should write catch. So program will be lengthy. So instead of
Yeah.
try and catch in Java and Selenium, always we will use throws. Throws is nothing but it is a predefined class in Java. It can handle the thousands of exceptions at a time. It can handle the thousands of exceptions at a time. It can handle the thousands of
Okay.
exceptions at a time. It can handle the thousands of exceptions at a time. So
Okay.
that is the
So
concept.
instead of try catch, we can use throws.
Oh, yes. Instead of try and catch, we will use throws. Instead of and try and catch, we will use throws. So, what is the main drawback in try and catch? If you have doubt on only particular block of statements, it's just better to keep in try and catch.
Yeah.
So, if you have doubt on multiple blocks, that multiple times we should write try, we should write catch. So, program will be lengthy. Instead of try and catch, always we will use throws. Okay?
Okay. So if multiple lines,
Now,
we use
multiple
throws.
multiple blocks.
Multiple blocks.
Yeah, multiple blocks. If it is single block, then we can keep in try and catch.
Okay.
If you doubt on multiple blocks, that time if you want write try and catch, so program will be lengthy.
Yeah.
So instead of
Got it.
try and catch, always we will use throws. Only for just we will use throws. If you know, if you want to know, more than enough. So this concept totally says conclusion is always we will use throws. Always we will use throws. If you want to find out the uncaught exceptions, if it is caught exception means while writing the Java code, if at all any showing any error, we can alert and we can rectify the problem. Why it is showing error? Why it is showing underline? What happened? What's wrong here? So what I did mistake here? So we can alert and we can ask our friends or we can do Google and at any cost we can solve the problem. Why it is showing error? What's wrong here? So is there any mistake? At any cost we can rectify the problem. That is called caught exception. Uncaught exception means while writing the Java code, it will not show you anything. It will not show any error. While executing it, it will not execute. So that is called uncaught exception. If you want to find out uncaught exceptions, we will use try catch Finally, we will use.
Okay, and what does finally do again? Sorry, Akhil.
Finally, at any cost, it will execute. Only how it is executing. If you want to know, that time we will use finally. There is no use of finally. Just only for just how it is executing. How many statement is executing. So if you want to know, that time we will use finally. With example, I will show you now.
Okay, sure.
Right. Go to Eclipse.
Okay.
SRC. Take the new class exception.
So now it's exception we're doing. Okay.
Keep the mark public static void menu. Click on finish. So now I'm writing SYSO control space. Good morning, Peter. Right. I'm declaring one array. How to declare an array? Int A equal to new int size of array. I'm giving 5. Size of array I'm giving 5. This is the array.
Okay.
I declared one array. Okay. A of 2 equal to 1000. A of 5 equal to 5000. SYSO control space. Hello Java. So it is showing underline. What is that? Why it is showing underline? If it is showing underline, that is called card exception. That is called card exception. What's wrong here?
There's no semicolon.
There is no semicolon. If it is showing underline, okay, we can alert and we can rectify the problem. Okay, we have semicolon missing. So that is called card exception. So in this line, in these two lines, we have an uncard exception. What is that?
Which two lines?
In these two lines, we have an uncard exception. What is that?
If we can't access the
If
array.
I want to execute, save, click on run. So something it is not executing. Only it is showing good morning Peter. It is showing. What's wrong? Why it is not executing?
Because it can't. It's erroring when it gets to the array.
What's wrong here? Here we have an uncard exception. What is that?
We haven't declared the array properly.
No, what is that? I am asking.
Oh, what is it? Well, when
Array index, sorry, array size I gave 5. Okay.
yeah,
Array index
uncaught
start
is
with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is closed. If you run 5, if you write 5, it need to show error, but it is not showing error. So this is called uncaught exception. Actually,
because it
array
starts
index
from
I
0.
gave size is 5. It start with
Got it.
0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the size is over. So whenever you are
Right.
writing 5, it need to show error, but it is not showing an error. So this is called uncaught exception.
Got
So
it. Because it just sits there.
yes, I have doubt on this block. It is not executing. But what is, I don't know index concept. Why it is not executing? I don't know. So that's the reason I'm keeping in try block. I'm keeping in try block, and I'm writing catch. What is that error? I want to find out. So that time we can write catch exception. Exception. Reference name E. What is that error? If you want to find out, then write it. SYSO control space E dot get message. E dot get message. E dot get message. What is that error? It will show you now. What is that error? It will show you now. Save. Click on run. It is showing good morning Peter 5. What is 5? It is showing 5. What is 5? I don't know. I don't know index concept. I'm totally new to this area. I declared one array, but it is not executing. Why it is not executing? I am not getting proper output to. So why I am not getting proper output to? That's the reason I kept in try block. I have doubt on this block. I have doubt on this block. And what is that error? I want to get it. So I wrote to catch block, but it is showing only 5. What is 5? What is 5? I don't know. If you want clear console, if you want clear result window, that time we will use e dot print stock trace. What is that error? It will show you now. E dot print stock trace. What is that error? It will show you now. Save, click on run. It is saying Java long array index out of band exception 5. Okay, okay, okay. I got it. Okay. I declared array size is 5. Index start with 0. It ends with only 4 only. Whenever I'm writing 5, that is the exception. Okay, okay. I got it. So if you want clear console, always we will use e print stock trace. E is means exception.
Okay, okay.
S for control space. Bye, sir.
So for me,
Yes. No. Wait. I'm writing finally also. Here we logic. This concept only says only logic only, sir. Just wait, sir. S for control space. Tata. Right. So situation observe carefully. If I click run, save, click on run. So it will show you bye. It will say you good morning, Peter. Okay. And 5 bye and Tata it is showing. Where is Hello Java? Hello Java is not printing. Why it is not printing Hello Java? That's my question.
okay,
Hello Java is not printing. Why it is not printing Hello Java?
it's not printing allow Java
Hmm. Hello Java is not printing. Why it is not printing Hello Java?
because
Because
there's an error, so it's exiting.
so why? Because whenever the exception occur, then it will not execute remaining blocks. Here exception occurred, it will come to catch block. It will not execute remaining blocks. It will not execute allow Java. If you want write anything, it will not execute. Why? Because whenever the exception occur, it will come to solution purpose. It will come to catch block. What is that error? So it will not execute remaining blocks. So it will not execute these blocks. Whenever the exception occur, whenever there is any exception, it will not come, it will come to catch block, it will not execute remaining blocks. This is one logic. This is one logic. Got it?
Got it, got it.
Right. For example, if I keep here 6, if I keep 6 here, I'm keeping 6 here. So if I execute now, save, click on run. Good morning, Peter. Hello, Java. Tata is coming. Bye sir is not coming. Why it is not coming? Bye sir.
Okay,
Why it is not coming?
because
Bye sir.
because we've increased the array size to 6, so that means 5 in an array number because it starts from 0.
Mm.
So is that right?
There is no exception. It will not come to catch flag. That is the logic.
Got it, got it, got it.
There is no exception. Why? Because I gave size is 6. So index start with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is no exception. It will not come to catch flag. But so it will execute hello Java also. Good morning, Peter. Hello Java. Tata is printing, but it will not come to catch block. It will not execute anything. So that's the reason each and every time finally we are writing. Finally at any cost. Previous example it is executed Tata, and now also it is executed Tata. So if it is try executing or not, catch executing or not, at any cost finally it will execute. Only understanding purpose we will write finally. Okay. There is no big use of finally. Just how it is executing. So it is entered into catch block or not. That's the reason I wrote one statement. So if it is executed in try block or not, that's the reason I wrote this printed statement. So finally it is executed or not. So I wrote printed statement. Just understanding purpose, we will write system.out.println and message.
Hello?
Yes, Peter.
Akhil?
Yeah. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, only a few seconds. It's okay now. Yeah.
Right. So this is the concept exception handling. This is the concept to exception handling. Do you have
One
any?
query on. So I get the try and the catch. But what's the benefit of finally?
Finally, just for how it is executing. If you want to know, that time we will use finally. There is no big use of finally.
Okay, so it doesn't run the code again. It's just another message.
Message. It is executing or not. Which block is executed, which block is not executing. If you want to know, that time we will use finally.
Okay. So no real benefit then, because we can get that from the catch statement anyway.
Yes. If it is try executing or not, catch executing or not, at any cost, finally it will execute.
Okay, got it. Like an alternative piece of code, maybe.
Yes. It is very simple. Do you have any doubts?
No, it's clear. It's clear. It's fine. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Exception handling concept is over. Exception handling concept is over. Right. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Only 1 minute break. After 1 minute, we can continue another concept. Do you have time?
Yeah, today. Yeah, I'm okay for. How long do you think?
It will one half an hour. One more half an hour you should. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I'll come back in 2 minutes.
Only 2 minutes. Recording. Today concept name is dynamic handling file system concept. Today concept name is dynamic handling file system.
Dynamic.
Today concept name is dynamic handling file system. Dynamic handling file system concept. First of all, we should know what is file system. Before going to first file system, first is we should know what is flat file.
Okay.
Flat file is nothing but it doesn't have any predefined format.
Okay, so no
It
file
doesn't
format.
have any predefined format. So that is called flat file. Whatever you want, you can write it. There is no restrictions. But example, test document, comma, notepad. Test document, comma, notepad. Flat file is nothing but it doesn't have any predefined format. Whatever you want, you can write it. There is no restrictions. That's why we can say it is a flat file.
Okay.
Today concept is today concept name is file system concept. Today concept name is file system concept. Today concept name is file system. What is file system? If you want create a new file in file, if you want create a new file in file system, comma, if you want get the data from file in file system, comma, if you want sorry, if you want write the data into the file in file system, if you want get the data from file in file system, if you want get the data from file in file system, we will use file system concept. If you want create a new file in file system, if you want write the data into the file in file system, if you want get the data from file in file system, we will use file system concept. For that we are using for that we are using 5 predefined classes. One is file writer, buffer writer, file reader, buffer reader.
These are 5.
So if you want to create a new file in file system, if you want to write the data into the file in file system, if you want to get the data from file in file system, we will use file system concept. We will use file system concept. We will use file system concept.
Okay.
If you want to create a new file in file system, if you want to get the data, if you want to create the data, if you want to write the data into the file in file system, if you want to get the data from file in file system, we will use file system concept. We will use file system concept. It's very easy, simple concept, sir. So without going to D drive or E drive, or without going to any location, so directly through code we can create a file, we can write the data into the file, we can get the data from file. We will use file system concept. We will use file system concept. So without going to
Okay.
any location, through code, we can create a file, we can write the data into the file, we can get the data from file. Okay, that is the concept, dynamic handling file system concept. Here, file is used for we can create the data, we can create a file in file system, we can create a file in file system, we can create a file in file system.
Yeah.
Next, file writer. We can write the data into the file system. We can write the data into the file system. Okay, and buffer writer. Only file writer, if you write only file writer, we unable to write the data into the file system. Compulsory, we should take the reference of buffer writer, then only we can write the data into the file system. Only for this logic purpose we are learning this concept. So if you write only file writer, we unable to write the data into the file system. We can we unable to write the data into the file system. Compulsory, we should take the reference from buffer writer. We should take the,
Okay, so we can't directly write the data into the file system.
yes, we should take the reference from buffer writer. We should take the reference from buffer writer. Right. File reader. We can read the data from file system. We can read the, we can read the data from file system. We can read the data from file system. If you write only file reader, we can't read the data from file system. Compulsory, we should take the reference from buffer reader. If you write only file reader, we can't read the data from file system. Compulsory, we should take the reference from buffer reader. We should take the reference from buffer reader. We should take the, we should take the,
Okay, so for both of them, we need buffered writer and buffered reader.
yes, we should take the reference from buffer reader. With example, I will tell you, sir. Right. So compulsory, only for
So
this
Akhil,
logic purpose we are learning this concept. If we write only file writer, we unable to write the data into the file system. So that time we should take the reference from buffer writer.
Akhil,
And
sorry, you're break.
uh, yes, sir. Any doubt?
Yeah, no, you were breaking up for a few seconds. You're okay now. But
Okay.
basically, we should use the buffered writer to write and buffered reader to read.
Yes. Oh, without file writer, we can't read the data. Compulsory, we should write file writer and buffer writer. Both we should write.
Okay.
If you want to read the data from file, compulsory, we should write to file reader and buffer reader also. File reader, buffer reader also. File reader, buffer reader also. File reader, buffer reader also. File
Okay.
reader, buffer reader also. Okay.
Yeah.
Just go to Eclipse.
Okay. Yeah.
SRC Take the new class. Class name is file. File is a predefined class. Take the spell mistake. Okay, already file is a predefined class. Predefined class means compulsory we need to import the statements. Whenever using in class, compulsory we should import the statements. So file, that's the reason I take spell mistake. File, click on finish.
Okay.
Now write the program. File f equal to new file. File f equal to new file. Give the path where you want location. Where you want location. In the D colon, Peter dot txt. I want to create one file. Peter dot txt. Copy,
Okay.
copy, right. F dot create new file. F dot create new file. Automatic option will come. Create new file. Right. File will create it in the D colon. Next, I want to write the data. File writer. File writer. FW reference name equal to new file writer. New file writer. Give
Oh,
the path.
capital F.
Give the path. I give path. Write the data into the file. If we write file writer, we are unable to write the data into the file writer. We should take buffer writer reference. Buffer writer BW equal to new buffer writer
I've got so file F.
FW. So I'm keeping the connection between file writer and buffer writer. So file writer,
Okay.
if you write only file writer, we are unable to write the data into the file system. Compulsory we should take the reference from buffer writer. Buffer writer BW equal new buffer writer FW. So if you want write anything only with the reference of buffer writer only we can write it. Before buffer writer BW dot write.
Okay.
Hi Peter.
I think writer is it one T?
Whatever you want you can write it. BW dot new line. Come to new line. I'm saying just come to new line. New line. Write something. BW dot write good morning. Come to new line. BW dot new line. Right. BW dot write bye. Compulsory we should write flush. BW dot flush. It can hold the data. Without flush it cannot hold the data. So it will save the data. That means it can save the data. It can save the data. So already file is a predefined class. Keep the cursor on that line. Automatically we can change to file java.io. File writer also predefined class. File writer java.io. Keep the cursor. File writer. Buffered writer java.io. Buffered writer java.io. So buffered writer, change to new line. After writing the program, it can show you underlines. These are the exceptions. How many underlines it is showing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you want to handle all the exceptions at a time, we will use throws. Add throws declaration, IO exception. It can handle all the exceptions. So after writing the code, it is showing exceptions. Many exceptions it is showing. If you want to handle all the exceptions, just keep the cursor on any underline. Just add throws declaration. Add throws declaration. Okay. We can handle all the exceptions at a time. At a time, we can handle all the exception. Save. Click on run. So it will save in the D colon Peter. Go and check in D colon. Peter file created or not? Peter. Yes. Hi Peter. Good morning. Bye. Right. It created file. If it is there is no flash, it cannot hold the data. Save. Click on run. It cannot hold the data. If you want proof, once go and check it. There is Peter folder is empty. Peter text file is empty. So compulsory we should write flash. Right. Now I want to read the data from file. I don't want to go to every time D colon. I want to check. I don't want to check. So file reader.
Which type of exception was it? It was a throwable.
What, sir?
When you added the exception.
Yeah.
IO. Got it.
IO exception.
Got it.
So whenever you are writing after code, so it will show you underline. Just keep the cursor on line. Add throws declaration. IO exception.
Got it.
Next, I want to read the data. File reader or get the data. File reader fr equal to new file reader. Give the path. Okay, I want to read the data from file. Only if you write file reader, we are unable to read the data from file. So compulsory we should write buffer reader, buffered reader, buffered reader. Br equal to new buffer reader, new buffer reader. Fr new buffer reader fr new buffer reader fr file reader br file reader fr equal new file reader and gave path and buffer reader br equal new buffer reader fr. So compulsory we should write buffer reader. What is the use of boolean? Already we discussed. What is the use of boolean? Boolean.
That's a true or false.
True or
True or
false?
false statement.
True or false? Right. Boolean b equal to br dot ready. Br dot ready. Ready is a method. Data is available or not, it will check. If it is data is there, it will print SYSO. This line is not important here. It is not mandatory here. But there is no chance to implement Boolean in future. There is no chance to implement Boolean in future. So that's the reason we are writing Boolean here. Boolean B equal to br dot ready. Ready method is used for data is there or not, it will check. So if it is there, yes, it will say true. If it is not there, it will give false. Buffer reader, file reader, Java IO. Buffer reader, buffered reader, Java IO. Right. Now I want to get the data. These two lines are not important. These two lines are not important. If it is data is there, it will give true. Save, click on run. True. That means data is there. What is the data I want to get now? While br dot ready, while loop I am writing. So take one string equal to string s equal to string reference name s equal to br dot read line SYSO control space yes. Now it will print SYSO control space save, click on run. True. Hi Peter, good morning, bye. So here while loop I am writing. Why I am writing while loop? I don't know how many lines of data. So that's the reason I am writing while loop. So that time So it will execute all the data. So up to end it will execute. So while loop I am writing br dot ready. If it is data is there, it will check. Next, read line. It will read the data. It will read the data. It will read the data. Read line method. It will read the data. After reading, I'm saying print the data. System dot out dot println yes. It will print the data. 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 So that is the concept. Dynamic handling file system concept. File, file writer, buffer writer, file reader, buffer reader.
Okay.
Any doubts, sir?
Just a small doubt.